Welcome to the Gamehouse Overwatch League Week 4 preview. This week, we're going to be talking playoffs, as Stage 1 will be ending, and we'll be seeing who will be crowned the Stage 1 champion. For those of you who may not know, what happens at the end of each stage is the top 3 teams will battle it out. Teams 2 and 3 will fight it for a chance to play Team 1 in the championship, and a chance at $125,000 for the stage win. As you keep that in mind, let's head to our Gamehouse player to watch. This week, we'll be looking at Ryu Jae-hong and his Zenyatta. He's been making big plays all year, and if the Dynasty are going to want to get into the playoffs, he's going to have to come up big. Leading off in Week 5 will be the 0-8 Shanghai Dragons and the 1-7 Dallas Fuel. The Battle of the Bottom should at least be interesting, as the Dragons made news this week, adding Guguri to their roster, who will be the first female player, and who knows, maybe she'll even play this week. As for the Fuel, they have the most questions to be answered over this break, so we expect them to come out playing hard and winning this series 3-1. In this middle match, we have another battle of pretty even teams, the 3-5 San Francisco Shock and the 3-5 LA Gladiators. On paper, both of these teams look pretty even, not just because of their records, but also who they've beaten in the past. We expect both teams to go the distance, but in the end, we're picking the San Francisco Shock to win it 3-2. To finish off Wednesday, we have the 5-3 LA Valiant and the 6-2 Seoul Dynasty. This game has major playoff implications, as the Seoul Dynasty are currently in 3rd, but if they lose this, they'll be tied up with a bunch of other teams. For the Valiant, winning this game would give them a big chance of going to the playoffs, as they would have a win over Seoul and would be sitting in 3rd place. While the playoff scenarios would open up for a lot of teams if the Dynasty lost, we just don't see that happening, and we predict them winning 3-1. Thursday leads off with a good one. The 5-3 Philadelphia Fusion and the 5-3 Boston Uprising go at it. Philly is an extremely tough team to predict. Going into the season, we had no idea what to expect, and they've definitely surprised a lot of people. And for Boston, is there a hotter team in the OWL? Absolutely not. We expect their hot streak to continue as they win this match 3-1. In the middle match of Thursday, we have the 1-7 Florida Mayhem and the 7-1 New York Excelsior. It is likely that Florida will be making some moves during this break, so this might be the last time we see this squad playing together like they have for a long time. If the Excelsior can win this match, then it will solidify their spot in the playoffs. Florida will most likely not stand a chance, and we predict the Excelsior to win this match 4-0 and send themselves into Stage 1 playoffs. In our Gamehouse Game of the Week, we have the 7-1 London Spitfire and the 5-3 Houston Outlaws. Ever since their loss, the London Spitfire have looked nearly unstoppable as they've been stomping teams very easily. And the last time out for Houston, we saw them take Seoul to 5 games as they ended their streak, but still looked pretty good doing it. We think this one will be close yet again, but unfortunately the Outlaws will be on the outside looking in, as the London Spitfire will cement their place in the Stage 1 playoffs, winning this series 3-2. In our first match on Friday, we'll be seeing a game for bragging rights. The Los Angeles Gladiators and the Dallas Fuel will do battle. Normally, we would feel like this series would be pretty close, but the Dallas Fuel just have not been doing well this entire year, and we anticipate they'll be making some major changes over the break. That being said, we anticipate the Gladiators to win this series 3-1. The next match will feature the Seoul Dynasty and the San Francisco Shock. While we still see Baby Bay as a top-tier player, we don't think he's going to be able to do enough in this matchup. The Seoul Dynasty will win this match 4-0. Last up on Friday will be the LA Valiant and the Shanghai Dragons. If the Valiant were to win their first game, then this one would be extraordinarily important. Lucky for them, they're playing the hapless Dragons, so we anticipate them winning this series 4-0. To end Stage 1, we'll be able to see 5 matches on Saturday. Match 1 will be a great one. The New York Excelsior and the London Spitfire will do battle. This game will most likely be a battle to see who gets the bye in the first round of the playoffs. Keeping that in mind, we think both teams will pull out all the stops, and that includes the man named Pine. We expect the New York Excelsior to win this super close battle 3-2. In our second of 5 series, we have the Houston Outlaws and the Boston Uprising. Depending on how all the games went earlier in the week, this game could also have major playoff implications. We're all really hoping that this will be a close one, and we anticipate the Houston Outlaws pulling it out in the end 3 games to 2. To end the regular matches of Stage 1, we have the Florida Mayhem and the Philadelphia Fusion. It is likely that the Fusion will be out of the playoff hunt by this point, but if not, then they're definitely going to be playing hard. We anticipate that Florida won't be able to handle them, and the Fusion will win this game 3-1. Now we get to head into the playoffs. Our 3 teams will be the Seoul Dynasty, the London Spitfire, and the New York Excelsior. In the second and third place game, we'll see the London Spitfire and the Seoul Dynasty playing it out, or at least that's our prediction. We anticipate this to be a hotly contested game, but in the end, the Seoul Dynasty just look like the worst team. We predict the London Spitfire winning this 3-1. For the championship of Stage 1, we'll have a rematch of earlier on Saturday, the New York Excelsior and the London Spitfire. This matchup could be extraordinarily good, and we do think yet again that both teams will be blowing out all the stops. That being said, this time we think the Spitfire will have learned from their earlier game, and we anticipate them winning Stage 1 3 games to 2 and winning the $125,000 prize. And with that, we will have finished the first stage of the Overwatch League. These first 5 weeks have been really intense. We've seen some great plays and some teams that are going to have to make some major changes over the break. We anticipate a lot of different signings and possibly even trades to bolster teams, and we expect all 12 teams to make a good push in Stage 2. Thank you for watching the Week 5 Gamehouse Overwatch League preview. We will be back with a preview before Stage 2 games get started. Also, we'll be recapping all the great action from this last week of Stage 1. You can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Those links are listed below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and from our house to yours, keep it here at the Game House for all your sports and esports needs.